Welcome to episode 20 of the Amiibo Newscast. We've come a long way. And here are your hosts, Lauren and Amiibo Jason.
Good evening, Amiibo and Nintendo fans. Welcome to episode 20 of the Amiibo Newscast. Episode 20. That's exciting.
It's very exciting. I didn't expect it to happen this quickly, I guess.
So, you people have stayed with us for 20 episodes of the Amiibo Newscast, and I don't know why you would want to hear us just kind of rabble on about these Toys to Life figures, but here you are, and here we are 20 episodes later, and I'm excited.
Are you?
I am. I'm jacked up.
Are you as obsessed as ever with Amiibo?
I'm more obsessed than I have ever been in my entire life. So much so that I forgot to even introduce myself. I am your host, Amiibo Jason. I am here once again with the outstanding...
Happily Candied, also known as Lauren.
Lauren or Happily Candied? What do you prefer, by the way?
When people talk to me face-to-face, I want Lauren, but online, I'm known as Happily Candied because I wanted something secure, something that I would always be online, and it was always Happily Candied online. So.
I saw just recently there was a Twitter handle called Sad Candied that just popped up.
Wow, I wonder who made that one.
Man, Sad Candied's pretty cool, I just have to admit. If you guys haven't seen that, that's Twitter. It's at Sad Candied.
Of course you had to plug that one. You had to plug that.
I'm going to plug it. Of course I am. But here we are for episode 20. We have an outstanding amount of Amiibo news to cover with you guys today. We had a little bit of a hiatus, more than we wanted to have due to illness. We went to PAX Prime, and we both came back sick, unfortunately.
Sick is an understatement. It was terrible. I haven't been this sick in about 6 years.
That's pretty crazy.
I felt like I was bedridden.
Yeah.
And I usually do not get to that state when it comes to a cold, but this was the worst cold I've had in a long time.
Yeah, I was out for about 4 days, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I still feel it a little bit right now. So if you guys hear any kind of oddness in our voices, it's probably us still getting over the crap that we had to go through. Yes. But yeah, we were at PAX Prime. We had a great time, except for getting all the germs that we ended up bringing home with us. Besides that, though, we had a really absolute blast hanging out at PAX Prime. We were on a Super Smash Brothers panel with the awesome Abdallah Smash and D1, who you guys many know as a Super Smash Brothers announcer. He is outstanding. A lot of people showed up. It was a really cool experience.
It was one of those things that I'm going to always remember, especially because it was my first panel.
Yeah.
And it was something that I never really thought I was going to do. So having the opportunity to talk to people, especially about Amiibo, was surreal.
There was a lot of interesting things that have happened recently that I've always wanted to do that have kind of come true just recently.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to E3, and that happened, which was outstanding. I've always wanted to go to PAX, and that happened, and I've always wanted to be on a panel, and I still kind of find it weird that people would want to hear us talk about Amiibo, but they do, and it was honestly a blast to do.
Yeah, and if you think about it, that all happened within a matter of 5 months.
Yeah.
So that's pretty incredible.
If there's anybody out there that wants us to join their panel, by all means, let us know. We got the bug, and we want to do it again.
And, if anything, we just had fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we want out of it. We just like to have fun. We like to connect with other people, especially other people who have the same shared hobby.
Yep, for sure. And one of the things that we were able to accomplish at PAX, we talked to the good folks over at Yacht Club Games about, and many of you probably already saw this, I'm sure most of you have if you listened to the cast, they finally pulled the curtain back on the Shovel Knight amiibo. And we discussed this a little while ago, too, because it was this big rumor, and nobody really knew if this thing was really happening or not. There was a couple, German websites that leaked this supposed box art for it. It looked completely fake. I for sure did not think it was a real thing that was going to be happening, but lo and behold, it did, and we got to hold it in our hands. Shovel Knight exists, it's coming, and it's coming sooner than a lot of people thought.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. I was extremely impressed by it, and I was even more impressed by the wonderful people at Yacht Club Club Games. They were extremely passionate about producing it.
For sure. And the cool thing, and you were just mentioning that right now too, is that this is one of the actually it's not one of the, this is the very first Amiibo that Nintendo isn't manufacturing on their own. So Yacht Club Games has taken the reins on the manufacturing process of this Amiibo, which is unheard of, honestly. Nintendo has had direct... pretty much had their hands in the entire process for every Amiibo to date except for this one. And we kind of had an idea that this was going to be happening when they showed off the box art for this. And the one thing that we saw in this was the Nintendo seal of quality, which was right next to the Amiibo logo on the very front of the box. So a lot of people saw that right away and said, well, that's bizarre. Why would that be there unless, Nintendo wasn't actually manufacturing this? And then, lo and behold, they announced the Amiibo the next day, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And they said, yes, we are, taking the reins on the manufacturing process on this. So we had a chance to talk to the guys at Shovel Knight game, at Yacht Club games, excuse me. And they gave us kind of a rundown of what the process is going to look like. So they are dealing with it 100% on their own. They're using a factory that they said that other Toys to Life products are made. I think the main rumor right now is that they're using the factory that is used to manufacture Disney Infinity products, which is interesting. But we did get to hold it. Yes. Which was fun. It has the exact same quality that I've come to expect from Amiibo. I've said it in the past. There's something about holding an Amiibo figure that just feels... It's not cheap.
No, it's not.
It really doesn't feel cheap. Like right now I'm holding the gold Mario figure in my hand.
Yeah, and it's not just the quality itself, it's the thought that's put into it. On some of them there are less details, but there's still a lot of imagination, and that character really comes to life through the paint and all just those small little curves and everything throughout that make the facial features and everything about it. I love the personality that just jumps out from it, and it's no different with Shovel Knight.
And the one thing I noticed right away is that they have a little bit more of a weight to them compared to a lot of other Toys to Life. They just feel solid, and Shovel Knight's no exception at this point, so it feels solid. So if anybody's worried, Nintendo's not doing this, is that going to, lose all quality control? It's not going to. It's absolutely fantastic. In fact, I honestly think that this is one of the more well-detailed Amiibos that I've seen, at least the past.
Yeah, definitely. It falls in line with all of the amazing quality Amiibo that we've seen in the last couple of waves. I know that there was some doubt around wave 1 or so, but as they've progressed after, I would say, the Splatoon Amiibo, when we saw how solid they were, we've seen consistent progress when it comes to quality. And like we said, Shovel Knight is just one of those that really represents that.
But we do have a Shovel Knight Amiibo coming. The rumors are true. Honestly, I think this is going to be something cool to look forward to, at least seeing that a lot of indie developers can kind of have this glimmer of hope of having their own Amiibo too. So it's not just Nintendo, first party amazing tier 1 IPs that are going to get Amiibos at this point. So I think it really opens the doors for a lot of other at least smaller developers to get this kind of functionality out there. What's your opinion on this, Lauren, as far as having small companies have access to the powerhouse that is Amiibo?
I think it's extremely beneficial, not only for the companies and expanding their horizons, but also giving the fans a better chance of obtaining Amiibo. In an interview you had with Sean, who works for Yacht Club Games, he even stated that as a company who's only producing one Amiibo instead of a wide range, let's say with Nintendo, they usually produce quite a few Amiibo per wave. Instead, they get to focus on one Amiibo, and by doing that, they can focus all of their attention and all of their time on getting that one Amiibo out there. And by doing that, there's, from what Sean said, a better chance of being able to spread the product around the world in greater quantities.
And they did say that if you want to get this Amiibo, you should have no problem getting it. So we're not supposed to see any kind of bottlenecked or limited supply of this particular Amiibo, which honestly I think is going to be really welcome news for a lot of people. Pre-orders went live in almost every region except for the United States. Surprise, surprise. But for the most part, I have not seen anything sell out yet, which is outstanding. So I know that this thing is popular. I know a lot of people are ordering it. So the fact that it has not sold out yet is awesome news.
Yes. And the fact also that the whole team, the whole Yacht Club team, was so enthusiastic about the idea of making sure that everyone who wanted the Amiibo could have it it gave me a lot of hope, and it gave me a lot of encouragement for where the direction of Nintendo products with other companies could go.
So for those of you who are looking for a release date, we don't have anything in concrete yet. The rumor is that we should be seeing it this fall. The specific date that I've heard is Black Friday. We don't know that for sure, but I would expect this bad boy to be out sometime in November. So if you are looking for it, hopefully pre-orders will be going up soon. If you are in the UK, the pre-orders have been up for some time already, and I'm sure you already have it, and you can mock me as much as you want for having it, and I don't. But for everybody else that's listening in the United States, look for pre-orders to happen, hopefully sometime soon.
Yep.
And speaking of pre-orders that have sold out already, another huge piece of news that came out right around the time we left PAX Prime was finally the standard new 3DS has been announced for the United States, which I know a lot of people, including my partner Lauren, is ecstatic about. A long time coming.
Very long time. You know, I did reach a point where I thought that there was no hope, that we were not going to get it here at all, because so much time had passed since the initial release in Europe and Japan.
Yep. And one thing, this was my thought on this point. Nintendo of America tends to do things a little bit different than a lot of other regions, and I thought one of the reasons why they were skeptical on bringing the new 3DS out was because so many people, myself included, love to buy the limited edition consoles every time they come out. And like for me personally, I have like 5 3DSs.
Yeah.
I have a problem with it. Like if a new Zelda one comes out, I have to buy it. In fact, I already pre-ordered the I think it's called the Hyrule edition, which is super cool. For the new 3DS, that was a GameStop exclusive. So I just thought I kind of thought what Nintendo of America was doing was they were trying to get more people to buy more of their larger new 3DS XL units.
Yeah.
But finally, here it is. We have the new 3DS coming in an Animal Crossing bundle. It comes with Happy Home Designer, 2 faceplates, both Animal Crossing. One is this cute little Isabelle faceplate, and the other is the Happy Home Designer house with all different villagers kind of sticking their heads out the windows.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's super cute.
It's my favorite faceplate of the 2.
It wouldn't be a Nintendo of America announcement if it wasn't riddled in controversy to a certain extent. The controversy this time around is that it's obviously bundled with a game. It comes with 2 faceplates that a lot of people just don't care about unless you're a huge Animal Crossing fan. But at least it's here.
Yes, it is.
It's the white version, so it's not the black one. Some people wanted the black one.
Well, you're not going to make everybody happy. I mean, and they're not going to release both colors at the same time. I think this is Nintendo's way of kind of testing the waters to see how well is this standard size 3DS gonna do in America. So
I have not held the new 3DS yet. So I obviously have a new 3DS XL, which I love. I haven't used a standard 3DS since the day the very first 3DS XL came out. I got the blue one back in the day. I don't know how I'm going to like it. I can't, because you got one, right?
Oh, yeah. I got a bundle. I got a bundle as soon as I heard the news. I could not stop myself from doing that. I like the size of it. I like that it's kind of in between the 3DS and the XL size. It has a good weight to it. My hands are pretty small, so I feel like they'll be able to hold the system a lot better. I have a feeling that the texture of the system is also going to be nicer too. As much as I like the gloss, I think this one's a little bit more matte, especially with the cover plates or face plates, as some people call them. So I'm really looking forward to this new size.
So I can't wait to try yours out.
Yes.
Because I definitely want to see if like the weight and the size are going to be sufficient to what I want to use it for.
I'll think about it.
Oh,
I'm really specific with who holds my handhelds.
I'll just steal it. I'll just steal it. I'll find a way to get my grubby little paws on it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But it looks cool. I have not pulled the trigger on it yet because the same day they announced that, they also announced a new gold like Hyrule edition, new 3DS XL, which was a GameStop exclusive, which also went up right away and sold out right away.
Yeah.
So I bought that one. So I could not justify spending another $230 on yet another system. So I'm going to let you do that piece of it.
Yes.
But let's talk faceplates or cover plates, whatever you want to call them. The faceplates are a really cool idea. And I think it was a really, not a missed opportunity, because I get why Nintendo decided not to do that with the XL.
Yeah.
I think it would have been very cool for me to do that so I could just have one system and like unlimited options.
Yes.
But they also know that there's people out there like me and people listening and Lauren who will buy a console specifically for what it looks like.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I'll import a system and it might cost a lot of money, but I'll do it because I want that character themed piece.
This console really opens up like the customization options for many users, myself included, because one of the big reasons why I really wanted to buy this thing, even though I talked myself out of it, I just wanted the option to like there's this really cute like Pikachu, like I think one of them's sleeping.
Yeah.
There's like, I think like 20 or 30 different tiny little Pikachus.
That's the one I showed you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It covers the cover plate. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I like the idea that I can just kind of swap it out depending on what I'm doing, the kind of mood that I'm in. I'm sure I'll get it at some point.
Yeah.
But what is your thought on pretty much the customization that you have on this unit?
Believe it or not, I have mixed feelings about customization, which is very strange because I'm all about personalizing everything I own. I mean, even my Animal Crossing town, it's completely personalized with QR codes galore. I mean, there are so many different designs you can do. And realistically, you would think that I would want to apply that to my handheld devices too. In this case, I'm kind of torn. As much as I like the idea of being able to swap out my designs whenever I want, like you said, like my mood or whatever my favorite game is at the time, at the same time, I'm also a little hesitant because I like the permanence of a shell that's always going to be on my system. Like, I've had my Animal Crossing New Leaf XL ever since its release day. And I love that thing to death. I would not swap covers with that because it holds a lot of memories for me and I just love the overall design of it. I don't mind that I can't change the faceplates or cover plates. Same with my limited edition Peach console. I bought that console. I spent a lot of money on that just because of the one theme. I don't need to swap it out. There's something about the permanence of a system though that I really, really love. At the same time, though, even though I was a little torn, should I buy the Animal Crossing bundle or shouldn't I? Because I don't know how much of a fan I am of the cover plates. I went for it anyway because there are like at least 10 different designs out there that my heart just cannot stop beating over when I see them. Majora's Mask is one of them. Beautiful design was released a couple of months ago when the game was released. And the Pikachu one that you were talking about is also one of my top 10 favorites.
Some Hello Kitty ones just got announced too. These awesome Hello Kitty cover plates for the new 3DS.
Yes.
They announced a Monster Hunter X one just recently that pre-orders went up and sold out almost instantly. Mm-hmm. The odd thing is, though, even though we finally have this announcement for the new 3DS coming to the US, we haven't seen the floodgates of different cover plates open up yet in the United States. So GameStop hasn't put any cover plates up for sale yet. It's not on Amazon. If you want any other kind of unique cover plate for the unit, you're going to have to import it for the time being, which is such a weird missed opportunity on Nintendo's part.
It is, but if you think about it, right now, the system is only released through the bundle. Once I think we start seeing the release of the system separately, so no games included, no fancy faceplates included, then I think that's when we're going to see the cover plates, faceplates start appearing more on store shelves.
I still think it's a huge missed opportunity.
Oh, no, I agree.
I go there for this reason. I feel like if they would have had like 10 designs or maybe even more available, like when you could pre-order the system before it sold out, I think that a lot of people would have bought 1, 2, 3, 4, even more, faceplates just to customize their system. Fans have wanted this thing for a long time, and it's not just because of the small size, it's because of the faceplates. Yeah. And the fact that the system went up and sold out completely on GameStop without even the, option to purchase another faceplate for it kind of baffles my mind a bit. Because I know personally, we've been looking on, Amazon France and Amazon Germany, looking to import faceplates. It's such a weird missed opportunity on Nintendo's part because rather than just, letting us buy them directly through Nintendo of America or through GameStop or Amazon, we have to import them. Yeah. Which is just very, very bizarre in my opinion.
It is. Well, think about it though. The pre-orders were up for a couple of days. They didn't sell out. The demand wasn't as high as it would be for some other products that would sell out within seconds.
But it did sell out.
It sold out, but it took 3 to 4 days to sell out. So I wouldn't say the demand was super crazy. Right now, I think this is a great time to, like I said, test the waters, and that's what Nintendo's doing. And then I think that once they have a better feel for how well the system is going to sell, then I think that's when they might start placing more of the products on the shelves, because I don't know how much space each company is allotted in retailers, but I think that they're kind of like buying their time right now. They have Amiibo, they have 3DS systems, they have Wii U's, they have games. I mean, they have, and Amiibo take up tons of space too. I mean, with the boxes and everything. So kind of makes me wonder. I think they're just waiting to see how it goes.
3 days in like a retail space to have a brand new item sell out, I still think is pretty quick. I think we're just so jaded by like Nintendo stuff selling out so quickly that we're like, oh, 3 days, that lasted forever. I remember when a pre-order for an Amiibo lasted like 3 or 4 hours, and we're like, wow, I can't believe it's still up.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4 hours, that's not a huge, gigantic, long period of time, but we're so kind of we're just kind of preconditioned at this point to just kind of assume if it's a Nintendo product that's first party, it's just going to sell out. I think a lot of the people that bought the new 3DS are die-hard Nintendo fans, like crazy, eccentric Nintendo fans like we are.
Yeah.
And I think those are the people that are going to be doing like the importing on Amazon Germany or Amazon France to get these cover plates or face plates.
Yeah.
So again, I still think it was kind of odd on Nintendo's part to not release them here yet. I'm anticipating it's going to happen at some point soon. Hopefully, we're going to see some sort of news on that in the near future. But it's a cool system. I'm happy it's finally coming. And that's coming out on what, September 25th?
Yes, September 25th. Very, very quickly.
Yeah, same day as the Retro 3-pack at GameStop.
Yes.
Which still hasn't sold out, by the way. You can still buy that on GameStop's website, which is kind of mind-blowing to a certain extent.
It's been up forever.
But that comes out the same day as Happy Home Designer and the Amiibo cards, which so many people have been like dying to get their hands on. I know we imported a whole lot of them. We haven't imported anything in a while, though.
I know. I'm kind of craving something to import right now.
I don't think we're going to complete that Japanese set, though. Unless we start trading.
Oh, we'll start trading.
Yeah.
I think we've already had people contact us.
It's just, we're to the point right now with that set where if we were to try to get them like organically, we would be spending like another $200 on booster packs.
And I kind of want to spend that on my Animal Crossing bundle.
And more face plates.
Yes. More. So many more.
So September 25th, if you haven't seen it yet, from what I understand at this point, though, if you walk into your GameStop, you might still be able to get a pre-order directly through your local store. So if you haven't had the opportunity to pre-order it and you want it, you can check with your GameStop now. Amazon supposedly is getting it as well. This doesn't look like it's any sort of exclusive at this point, so hopefully we're going to see other retailers open up pre-orders for these soon.
Yes.
Even though I think the trend that I've seen lately is for big Nintendo products.
Yeah.
I've seen essentially pre-orders not happen. So they just put them up for sale the day they come out and they wait for them to sell out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to happen too. But your next best bet at this point is walking into GameStop and hopefully getting a pre-order directly through your local store.
Try it out.
But that's it. That's for the new 3DS. Talking about pre-orders not happening, like we were talking about with this one. So Amazon is not doing pre-orders for this next wave of Amiibo. Surprise, surprise. This is the third time that they have decided not to do any kind of like major pre-order. The very first one was with the last like major wave of Amiibo, Wave 4, most people called it. They just put them up kind of in waves that, the day they came out, they sold out, and then that was it.
Yep.
They did the same thing with Palutena, where they announced the date and time that it was coming out. That was technically a pre-order, though, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, it was a couple days before they even shipped them.
Okay.
So that was kind of technically a pre-order, if you want to call it that way. So we had Palutena.
Yep.
And those sold out relatively quick too, but I think those lasted about an hour, maybe 2 hours. So supposedly this has worked out pretty well for them, at least in the past. And I think consumers like it too because they don't have to refresh like Amazon's webpage like over and over again, hoping to get a pre-order in. But what's your thought on this too? Do you like the way that some retailers are going as far as like Amiibo sales?
Yeah, I do. I really don't have any problems with them right now. They keep making the whole process a lot easier for consumers. And when it comes to pre-orders, I don't mind if they don't do pre-orders. I'm actually okay with that because we're seeing a lot more of the supply available. Yeah. So as long as we keep seeing that supply, I'm not too set on always having pre-orders.
So Target is the only like major retailer so far that has put these things up for pre-order. We've seen them at like B&H Photo Lab, which is kind of sketchy from what I understand. Not sketchy necessarily, but I've heard the track record with like cancellations at that place hasn't been great. Groupon put them up,
yes,
which is kind of funny.
That was really random.
It was very random. So Groupon put them up, but Target's the only other store that has put them up and had any kind of like major like pre-order for them at this point. They have Dr. Mario as their exclusive this wave, and from last I checked, it is still available to pre-order now. So that's a good thing.
It is.
At least.
Yeah.
But from what I understand at this point, Best Buy might not be doing a pre-order too.
Okay.
And obviously Amazon doesn't look like they're going to be doing it yet either.
That's interesting. Times are a-changing.
I think so. Walmart's the other one at this point. We haven't heard anything on Walmart's front yet. We're still kind of waiting kind of patiently to see if they're going to put them up yet. If the past is any indication on what they're going to do, they're just going to throw them up at like 2 a.m, and a lot of people are going to miss them, and people are going to go crazy. But that's Walmart. That's what they do.
Yep.
But yeah, honestly, the idea of not doing pre-orders is not necessarily a terrible thing.
It's not scary anymore. It used to be, with the rarity of these Amiibo.
Yeah.
But I don't find myself at the edge of my seat when a new wave is coming up anymore.
I still do to a certain extent, only because even if they announce like here's the date and the time that they're going to come out, like Amazon did it with Wave 4.
Yeah.
And I was refreshing those pages like crazy, like around the time they were supposed to go up. Like when Lucina and Robin went up, they sold out within like a minute. Yeah. So even though I think it makes it more convenient and it gives everybody a fair shot to get the Amiibo that they want, I still think that there's still going to be this level of difficulty in getting them. I think this wave is going to be a good indication of where we're going to see Amiibo move in the future.
Okay.
I think we're going to see some rare ones, and I think we're going to see some ones that are going to be more common. Like the 8-Bit Mario one appears to be a little bit more common.
Yeah.
Ganondorf appears to be super common. I think Zero Suit Samus, Olimar are the two like more difficult ones to find this wave. But for the most part, it doesn't seem like it's going to be remarkably difficult to get these things.
Okay, so in other words, maybe this could be a small kind of turning point for the way Amiibo are being released.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Fire Emblem Amiibos in this one, so I don't think we're going to see any like major issues. Which I still don't get, by the way. Why are Fire Emblem Amiibos so difficult to come by?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's the franchise. It doesn't really boil down to anything but the franchise.
But they know that collectors want them.
Yeah.
It's very, very bizarre to me.
Yeah.
We did see a relatively decent Marth reprint, but I know people still want Marth.
Yeah.
I know Robin and Lucina are still like two of the more sought after Amiibo. And then Ike received like this tiny, tiny little reprint in the US, but it's still like relatively difficult to come by.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think with this wave, we're going to really kind of set like the precedent, at least about what we're going to see for Amiibo in the future. I'm hoping that we're going to see... I don't want to see like the shelves lined with them.
Yeah.
Because I think that takes away some of the fun of it.
It does. You want that thrill.
You do. You want to be able to... this is how I like to do it. I like to go to midnight releases. Mm-hmm. So this coming up Friday for Mario Maker, Lauren and I are going to be going to a 24-hour Walmart, and we're going to be essentially picking up our Mario Maker bundle, and we're going to see if we can get our hand on some Amiibo. And then the next day we're going to be going to Toys R Us and waiting for Bowser Jr. and then the rest of the wave.
Yeah.
There's something fun about that. There's something fun about going to a midnight release. There's something fun about going and waiting in line and hanging out with people that have the same kind of mindset and the same kind of hobbies as you do. There's just something exciting about it.
Yeah, well, that's half the fun of collecting. And it goes for any hobby, but especially with games, just because it's one of those hobbies that brings people together. And we're, like I always say, we're all so passionate about Amiibo and gaming as it is. So when you see somebody who has that exact same hobby, you get that extra sense of thrill and excitement.
So yeah, this coming up Friday, if you are in the Wisconsin area, if you're going to be at the Toys R Us in Brookfield, Wisconsin, come and say hi to us.
Yes.
We'll be there hanging out, getting Bowser Jr., having a good time.
Yeah, we love talking with Amiibo fans. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe I'll bring my Wii U and like a power source and play some Mario Maker while I'm there. Yay! But that does it for the pre-orders not happening. What else do we have on the docket today? We have the Japanese Rob finally has a release date, which is October 29th, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Because we actually get it over a month before they do. which is kind of odd because in most cases we are the ones waiting for Amiibo to come out before like Japan and Europe gets them.
Yeah.
So finally we are at a point where we get it earlier. But the Japanese Rob, as most of you know if you are diehard Amiibo fans, is a variant Amiibo color. It is the red version of Rob the Robot. I think it's just called Robot in Japan, by the way. I don't think his name is Rob.
I saw the packaging.
Yeah. So I know that North American Amiibo hunters want this thing bad, and I completely understand. Europeans too, because we get the standard boring gray Rob the Robot, and Japan gets this awesome red Rob the Robot. This thing is going to go insane when the pre-orders go up.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo has to release this thing internationally.
Gosh, I don't know if that's going to happen.
It has to happen.
Well, I can just see, you know how the rarity of Gold Mario?
Yeah.
I can see that this could be the rarity of Japanese Rob.
I feel bad for the Japanese people, though, because we're just importing all of their red Robs.
Everybody has an equal chance right now. Everybody does. It's up for grabs.
But
it just happens that it's located in one region over the others. That's it.
This is so smart on Nintendo's part.
Yeah.
But again, we need to look at it this way. I guess Nintendo of Japan is going to be making a lot of money because they're going to get a lot of imports on this.
Yeah.
But I think at the same point, if they make this thing relatively rare in Japan, it's going to create such a massive scalper problem that I don't know what we're going to do. This is going to be the most scalped Amiibo to date. Hands down. Unless Nintendo announces soon that we are bringing this thing over to other territories too.
True. I just don't see that happening right now. If they do, it's going to be later on.
I guess here's the point. Wouldn't Nintendo rather see the money from this like directly rather than like lining scalpers' pockets and then create like an environment where collectors become angry?
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of pointless talking about Nintendo marketing right now.
Yeah, I suppose.
It really isn't consistent as from our perspectives. From our perspectives, it's not.
Because I'm going to pre-order this thing the second Play Asia puts it up or Amiibo puts it up. I want this thing bad.
It's gorgeous. I look at the side-by-side comparison of the two, and there is, hands down, no way that I would ever settle for the regular Rob over the Japanese Rob.
Yeah.
The Japanese Rob is beautiful.
I agree. I just think we're going to see like a major issue when this thing goes up for a pre-order and then immediately sells out.
Yeah.
I think Play Asia is going to sell out instantly. Amiibo is going to sell out instantly.
Yes.
And then I think the only other option for a lot of collectors is going to eBay.
Yeah. Oh, that is really sad.
And well, the worst part about it is a majority of these are probably going to get picked up by scalpers, which sucks. Because the scalping issue, I feel like, has gotten slightly better. I think a lot of like imported Amiibos are on like Amazon right now for relatively cheap prices.
Yeah.
For the most part, you can get like any Amiibo you want for under $25. In most cases, even like super rare Amiibo, like back in the day, like Shulk, you can get now for like $18, $19, like a Japanese reprint. So they're not overly difficult to get unless you're looking for North American packaging. This one, since it's exclusive to a region, is going to be a nightmare to acquire. I still think it's going to be kind of fun to try to like track it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying eBay prices unless I absolutely have to, which I don't want to. But I honestly think this is going to be, in some cases, I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be. It's the hunt. And it's the same thing as going out at midnight or the release day in person, only you're just doing it online. It's all part of the hunt and the thrill.
All part of the hunt.
Yeah.
So this thing's coming out October 29th again in Japan. If you're looking for pre-order information, follow Amiibo News on Twitter. We're going to tweet it out the second that we have any indication or inkling when it's going up for any kind of sale. Again, Amiibo and Play Asia are the big ones. Try to avoid eBay if you can, because let's not support the scalpers at this point. But yeah, October 29th.
Woo!
Let's talk about the red and blue modern 8-bit Mario Amiibo coming out in the United States on the 11th of September, which is this coming up Friday.
Yes. Oh, this is going to be a good day.
So it's going to be a good day for some people. It's going to be a bad day for others because it's finally officially confirmed on Nintendo's official Amiibo site that the modern 8-bit Mario Amiibo is going to be exclusive, at least at launch, to the Mario bundle, which is a Wii U console, a copy of Super Mario Maker. It comes with the Amiibo and an art book.
Yes.
So it's a Walmart exclusive, and it was kind of hinted at that this thing was going to be an exclusive for just this bundle, but it was not officially confirmed until about 5-6 days ago.
Yeah. I still wholeheartedly believe that this is an amiibo we're going to see a re-release of.
Oh, I'm thinking like a week or 2 weeks.
Really, it's not gonna be that long.
So this happened with the standard Mario amiibo that came with the Mario Party 10 bundle, and I think that thing was exclusive for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before they just opened the floodgates on it. I'm sure they will, because people are just flocking to like Play Asia or to eBay or to Amazon and importing this thing from Japan.
Yeah.
So there's no point in keeping it in bundle when people are just going to pay like $25-$30 and import it.
Definitely.
So we kind of hinted at this last week that this was going to be happening, but I just would not freak out yet. The language on the website says that it's exclusive at launch. So I would imagine, again, maybe 2-3 weeks before this thing kind of shows up everywhere.
That's a nice way of wording it, though. I like that. At launch.
At launch.
At launch. Very nice. Nintendo.
Keeps the door open.
It does. It does. And they're not lying or anything. They're just, keep, like you said, keeping the door open.
I want your opinion on this, by the way.
Yeah.
What do you think of 8-Bit Mario?
Like the design?
Yeah, the design in general. I mean, this is the 7th Mario amiibo that has come out so far, if you want to count both the variations of 8-Bit Mario. What is your opinion on where it kind of lines up with the other amiibos?
To me, it doesn't even look like an amiibo. I first saw it, and because of the way the pipe is placed, and it's rather large compared to other size amiibo. Yeah, the 8-Bit Mario has a blockiness that I don't really see in any other amiibo, and obviously it's because it's compiled of all the little pixels. But what I really like about it is that it is so reminiscent of old school Mario, and that's what it's supposed to be. It actually seems like it's a projection of a video game into real life, and I like that. I actually want to see more characters like it produced in pixel form.
I don't know why every time I look at it, I kind of assume like I could like knock it over and it just explodes into like a bunch of like kind of Lego pieces. I know that's not going to happen. I love this thing. Yeah. I haven't even seen this thing. Well, I've seen it at E3 and I saw it at PAX. Yeah. But I haven't got to hold it in my hand yet.
It looks heavy.
It does look heavy.
It? I'm really interested to see what it feels like in the hand.
I wish I have to see if anybody has weighed this thing yet, because I know a couple of them have kind of leaked out into the wild already.
Yeah.
I want to know how heavy this thing really is, because it definitely does look bigger to like the standard like amiibo that we're used to at this point.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for this thing. This is one of my more anticipated amiibo. It's definitely my most anticipated for this wave.
Yeah.
Obviously with Shovel Knight and Mega Yarn Yoshi coming out soon, those are going to be kind of my holy grail of amiibo for this coming holiday season. But 8-Bit Mario is cool.
Yeah, he is.
I have the classic one ordered through Groupon, honestly, which is kind of bizarre.
That is.
We have another one ordered through Target, and I have the modern one ordered through Play Asia. Last time I checked, they were preparing my order for shipment, so I should be getting that hopefully by Friday, from what I understand.
I can't wait to just see what the box and amiibo weigh. I don't know. I'm just so excited to see what the difference is compared to other amiibo we have.
Half the fun is like looking at them in the box. The box is definitely a work of art. I know a lot of people look down on in-box collectors. I love collecting these things in box. Honestly, they're very, very cool looking. They're gorgeous. They're awesome to display. Right now, I kind of took most of my amiibo down for the most part, only because I ran out of room. Yeah. But I decided that I'm swapping out like my favorite ones and putting them in like a prominent place, like on display. Like on top of my arcade cabinet right now, I have a gold and a silver Mario amiibo. On top of one of my other arcade cabinets, I have my NES amiibo. On my desk, I have like a variation of like 5 of my favorites, and it's nice to just being able to swap them out pretty much whenever I want and see like the gorgeous artwork on them.
Like cover plates on the 3DS
there you
handhelds.
go.
You know, you can just swap them out whatever you want depending on your mood or whatever characters you want to be surrounded by.
So when I first got like into amiibo, I just kind of assumed like I have to have all of them out in the open at all times, and I kind of grew past it.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have to do that anymore.
You know, everybody changes. Transitions as collectors. Yeah.
So, again, if you are looking for the modern 8-Bit Mario, at least in the US, and if you want it right away, throw down about $300 at Walmart and you can pick one up.
Only $300?
Yeah, just throw away the Wii U and you got yourself an amiibo.
No problem. I'll do that in a heartbeat.
But that is it for our amiibo coverage for today. So we're going to just jump right in to our Amiibo News speed round.
Ooh.
We posed the question on our Twitter feed about a week ago because, again, we got sick and we had to postpone this.
Thank you again for being patient with us.
And we're going to pick actually one of these to win a special prize, which is going to be exciting, which is going to be a Amiibo, which is of pretty much your choice. We have like an entire box full of duplicate Amiibos, many of them rare, that the winner will get to choose from.
I'm kind of actually looking forward to seeing which one the winner chooses.
I agree.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
But let's go down the line here and start picking out some questions. So from
Okay.
Bowser1027, do you think we'll get alternate Amiibo poses in the future? So like the alternate poses, I know a lot of people are looking at like the alternate trophy poses in Super Smash Brothers. I don't necessarily foresee it happening. Variants are interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that if Nintendo wanted to do it, that they definitely could do it and they can make money. But I think they're going to want to shift focus onto other IPs other than Super Smash Brothers soon. They can't just focus on that game for like the entire duration of like Amiibo's popularity.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start seeing more lines, like maybe an exclusive Star Fox line, maybe you know, obviously with Yoshi's Woolly World, we have the Woolly Yoshi Amiibos, which are so cool and so adorable.
Yeah.
The Mega Yarn Yoshi, again, which is so cool. So I think Nintendo is definitely going to shift focus away from Smash Brothers once all the DLC characters have their Amiibos.
You know, I actually interpreted that question differently. I thought he was talking about, like, Game & Watch, that Amiibo,
okay.
and saying, like, there were alternate poses that you could kind of change.
Like
with
swap
you.
out?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but yours makes sense, too.
The Game & Watch one is cool, though. I like the
Yes.
idea that you can just
I
swap them
love
off
that.
the bases.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guessing at this point that they were kind of referring to like the alternate trophy poses in Smash Bros. But
Yeah.
you never know. You never know if Nintendo like is like broke and they really need to make some more money.
Yeah.
That could be a good way to do it.
It would be. It would be.
So I want to answer this one for sure. This one is from, how do you even say that?
It's my Kuru.
My Karu 07. Are you against or not against the Amiibo device? And explain. Okay, the Amiibo device, for people who have no idea what that is, it's a device that allows you to essentially rip the like contents off of your Amiibo and like save them onto your computer. You can also download different like Amiibos from the internet, like Amiibo save files, and use them pretty much to kind of spoof your Amiibo.
Yeah.
It's an Amiibo spoofing device. I don't like it. I think it cheapens the Amiibo in some way. I think it opens the door for cheating. I think it opens the door for like overwriting like your save file on your Amiibo and like completely like just blowing the competition away at a tournament. I honestly don't see it as anything other than a cheating device. So I'm not a massive fan of it. And honestly, most collectors don't buy the Amiibo for like what it unlocks in the game. Most collectors buy them for just how cool they are as a figure. So I don't think that like a device like the Amiibo is going to do anything to like, let's say, hurt Nintendo's sales figures.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that it's really going to affect is like tournament play.
Yeah, I think you're right. For me, I'm not really supportive of it either. For me, it's because Amiibo and anything gaming related is all about the experience. And this to me is, like you said, it's a cheat.
Yeah.
And it's a shortcut. And shortcuts to me just don't make my gaming experience worthwhile. That's what it boils down to.
Totally agree. We have Cowway5 who asks, what Amiibo will you use in Super Mario Maker? Any must-haves for that game? I'm going to use all of them. In fact, the day that Mario Maker comes out, we're planning on doing this. We're planning on doing like a live video of us unlocking every Amiibo costume, because we have every Amiibo, obviously. Yeah. So we're going to be essentially tapping an Amiibo like crazy for like an hour after we get back from the midnight launch. So if you're looking for like any kind of entertainment at 1 a.m, that's one thing you can do.
Yes. So excited.
So all of the Amiibo, Carol.
Yeah.
We're going to use all of the Amiibo.
I only wish the Animal Crossing ones were out by then.
Yeah, well, we can use the cards.
Oh yeah, I guess we could. That's right. I forgot about the cards for some reason. I keep my eyes, my heart are set on the figures, the Animal Crossing figures right now. But yeah, as long as we can do the cards, I really want to see those little Animal Crossing characters.
We'll pull the cards out.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? What games would you like to see implement Amiibo support and how? We get this question in some variation or another almost every week. Honestly, upcoming games, I'd like to see a Zelda Amiibo series. So for the Wii U version of The Legend of Zelda. By the way, this was Mario Wii D's who asked this question. So yeah, the Zelda series one I thought would be cool. I think that could be a really cool way where you could like tap something onto the gamepad to get like a power up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be like a let's say, pay-to-win type situation. That kind of thing scares me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, go buy some amiibo cards and tap them on, the base and get, like, 5 hearts or something, or, like, insta-kill a boss. I think that would kind of cheapen the game. But I think they could do it in a way that would kind of make it, like, engaging.
Yeah.
So, that's what I want. What do you want?
They actually fulfilled my dream already, and it was Animal Crossing.
There you go.
I really wanted to see an Animal Crossing amiibo, and they did that, so dream fulfilled. Thank you, Nintendo.
So we have Jesse Harris, and this is a good question too. Based on the interview for the Shovel Knight amiibo, do you think there will be a Shovel Knight amiibo wave? So when we had our interview with the good folks at Yacht Club Games, I don't think that they let this out as a hint or anything, but they said that if they release an entire wave of Shovel Knight characters, that they're all going to have the same purple base. So people saw that as a way that they thought for sure that Shovel Knight was going to be getting this huge amiibo series.
Yeah.
And it might. I honestly think they want to wait to see pretty much how this one's going to sell first.
I think so too. We talked about with another amiibo earlier, or another product earlier, they're testing the waters with a lot of these things. And I think the Shovel Knight is one of those instances too. So I think we'll have to wait and see, and it's definitely a possibility, but there's no sure thing yet. Yeah,
for sure. Honestly, I can't imagine it's a cheap process to essentially manufacture one of these things. And since they're doing it without Nintendo, I can imagine that it's probably something that they're going to wait a bit to see how it does.
Yeah, I would, I'm sure.
But never say never.
Nope.
All right. Oh, this one could be fun. This one's from Squid Kid. Do you guys have any good amiibo obtaining memories? I have so many. So many. You
have a lot more stories than I do, because my collection is very small compared to yours. The only one I can think of that comes to mind are, let's see, maybe 2 of them, and one is, I'm trying to think. Oh, the very first day Amiibo was released.
Yeah.
Were released, yeah. I went out and I bought my Princess Peach right off the shelves at Best Buy, and even though she's common, the fact that I was able to get out on day 1, I don't know. It meant a lot to me, and I will always remember that day.
So for me, again, I think day 1 was great. I picked up Super Smash Bros. At the midnight launch.
Yeah.
And I picked up my very first amiibo, which was Link.
Of course.
Same day I picked up Mario.
Yes.
But that was it. I got those 2.
Nice.
And I went home, and I'm like, I am only buying these 2. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
And 16 hours later, I had the entire set.
Oh, wow. There's a nice experience for you.
So I went to 4 different stores to find them. The only ones I couldn't find were Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and Villager. So the 3 unicorns out of the group.
Wow.
But it only took 2 stores to find them. My local Target had those on their shelves for 2 weeks after release date. Yeah. I know so many people are like, oh my god, I should have got them then. That was a great day.
Yeah.
Picking up Rosalina during a blizzard
was
outstandingly fun.
I wish I could have done that.
Oh, it was so cool.
I look back and I'm like, I wish I could have braved that storm.
And then Toys R Us, when we went to Toys R Us for the last wave.
I love that one.
It was just such it was a nice experience.
Yeah.
So they weren't sold out almost instantly. They had so many extra Greninjas. Everybody in line was awesome. Nintendo reps were there handing out posters. That was just a fun time and a fun experience, and it was just a really cool thing to do.
It was very relaxing in a way. Even though we talk about the thrill of the hunt, it was very calm, and I enjoyed the fact that we were able to socialize while being excited and not having to deal with any stress. But there is actually one Amiibo experience that I forgot to mention that was one of my favorites, and I wasn't even technically there for it. And that was when my mom stood in line for me to get Ness at GameStop, and I was texting her the whole time because I couldn't make it myself. So I kind of had to live vicariously through her, but that alone was very exciting.
So I think that's going to end up doing it for, you know what, no, let's do more. I was going to say let's cut it off at, what was that, 4? Let's do a couple more. We got some time. What is your thought on store exclusive Amiibos? This one's from Owen, and we talk about this a lot, and I think I come back to this question a few times only because I think my opinion changes a lot. Bring on the exclusives. Dr. Mario is still up at Walmart. The Retro 3-pack is not at Walmart, at Target. The Retro 3-pack is still at GameStop. I feel like if it's a retail exclusive now, that it's going to be available for a long period of time.
Well, I think the reason why people keep bringing up the question is because people associate exclusive with rarity.
Yeah.
And that's how it used to be, but that's not exactly how it is now.
Yeah. We got Rose of Death. He's a nice friend of the show. Since the new 3DS has only one exclusive game so far, do you think the new 3DS could be part of an X? That's an interesting question. Not necessarily Amiibo related, but quite interesting. So if you guys know anything about the NX, there's still a lot of mystery shrouded behind what it's going to be. But from what we understand at this point, the NX is going to have heavy integration and not just like a home console, but it's going to have heavy integration into a mobile platform as well. So some speculation was the new 3DS is going to have like some sort of major compatibility with the NX. Some people say that there's going to be a brand new handheld introduced specifically for the NX. I honestly don't see it being the new 3DS. I think it's going to be a completely new device.
I think so too. Only because, well, based on what we know so far, it sounds like Nintendo is really going to switch gears and go into a new direction, keeping its same type of theme and overall feel, but at the same time really enhancing the features. Yeah. So I think we're definitely going to see new consoles.
I think the NX is going to be cool. I think that we've already established that the NX is going to have Amiibo support too. There's going to be NFC built into it. Bring it on. Yeah. I think we're just waiting for more concrete details.
Yes, I'm totally ready for this.
So, what is this? GJ Cabrera asks, this might sound like a joke question, but if Donald Trump becomes president, will there still be Amiibos coming to the U.S.? No, Donald Trump's first executive order is going to be the banning of all Amiibo into the United States.
Did you not get the memo?
I got the memo.
You obviously got the memo. This other person didn't.
Illegal immigration comes second, Amiibo first.
Yes.
So let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's do... Do you think Nintendo will ever open up a website to buy Amiibo to stop shelf space possibly causing stock problems? We've talked about this before. So the UK has that right now where you can essentially buy Amiibo directly through Nintendo's UK site. I think that the way things work in the United States, I think it's going to be different.
Yes. I
think a lot of retail partners would be very upset if Nintendo directly sold them. There's got to be some sort of like law against it, which is why Nintendo's not doing it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think there's an official law, but we're, like I always say, a consumer-based society, and that's just how America is. So I have a feeling that Nintendo of America is always going to rely on retailers to be selling Amiibo.
So, yep, that's going to be it for our Amiibo News speed round. Let's go ahead and pick one of those questions to be our random winner today. So let's go ahead and turn on our randomizing machine here real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Squid Kid or at Big Tap is the winner of a random Amiibo. So we're going to be reaching out to you to pick up your prize.
Woo!
Nice job, Squid Kid.
Congratulations.
But that does it for the Amiibo Newscast for this week. Thank you for tuning in to 20 episodes if you've stuck with us that long.
Yes, we really appreciate it, and we're thankful for everybody out there who listens.
Yeah, we've honestly had a blast doing this for 20 weeks, and we've had 20 entire weeks of Amiibo-related news to talk about, which is very cool to think about. So Nintendo, keep bringing us new content, and we're going to keep talking about it.
Yes, we have fun doing it, and we look forward to everything you have to offer in the future.
So some quick shout-outs real quick to our boy, Jared Rutledge. Thank you for everything you do. He's our announcer at the beginning of the episode. He's fantastic. Honestly, to our fan base and the Toys to Life community, thank you. Honestly, we absolutely love what you guys bring, and we love the fact that you guys come to us and want us to deliver the content.
Yeah, like I said, we have fun doing it, and we're grateful for everyone.
So next week, we're going to have some fun, too, because we're going to be talking about Skylanders Superchargers, which is going to be kind of an interesting topic for us. We have our friends over at the Toys for Games cast to talk about Skylanders all the time, so we're going to be hopefully talking to them in the near future, too, about the awesome Toys to Life genre.
Yes, get some fun ideas and perspectives from the pros.
Absolutely. Let's talk about where the good people at home can find us. Where can they find you, Lauren?
They can find me on Twitter at Happily Candied.
Happily Candied.
That's me.
You can also find Sad Candied on Twitter, which is at Sad Candied.
No, please don't. This is not a real thing.
It is a real thing. It's 100% a real thing.
Oh, I hate you so much.
But you guys know me. I am Amiibo Jason. You can find me on Twitter at Amiibo Jason. We also have our Twitter page at Amiibo News. You can find our website, NintendoInquirer.com, where we deliver the most up-to-date Nintendo and Amiibo-related information. At least we try to keep it up to date as much as we can.
We do.
But that does it for 20 fun-filled episodes of the Amiibo Newscast. Here's to 20 more.
20 fun-filled episodes.
20.
Yes.
Yep. So have a good night or a good morning, depending on when you're listening to this, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.